Alright, welcome to my 2021 MLB National League predictions. I'll probably do American League in this video too. Now, for the number 5 seed, I have to go with the Colorado Rockies. They're not going to get a free agent, probably, with giving up to $15 million. So next year it will probably be them again. But they gave up Nolan Arenado, possibly the best third baseman. He is my best third baseman. So I'm going to have to put them at 5. And especially if they lose Trevor Story too, which probably won't likely happen, but he probably will be gone by deadline. So that is my 5th seed. The 4th seed, I'm going with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I just don't think they're going to outperform the Giants. I still think the Giants would have made the playoffs if there were expanded playoffs this year. And that's why they're in my 3rd spot, So, the Giants have a bright future, but if, Yaz is still amazing. Possibly an all-star, probably a top 10 right fielder, borderline maybe. So for number 2 in the division, this one is usually hard for the people this year, but I'm gonna have to go with the San Diego Padres. They're not gonna outperform the last year's World Series champions. The Padres will probably come in 2nd. It's going to be a dogfight for 1st and 2nd, I said. But I think the Padres will take 2nd place. And number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They possibly have 3 top 10 pitchers. Possibly a top 5 rotation in my eyes. No, they most definitely are. Possibly a top 2 one, It's amazing with how their rotation is going to be. And then you have Mookie, Corey Seager. You also have Cody Bellinger there. You have David Price also as their 5th starter, which is amazing with how they snagged him in that Mookie trade. And moving on to the National League Central. For the National League Central, at 5th place, everybody probably has the same one. I have the Pittsburgh Pirates, they give up Talon, they give up Musgrove, they don't have Josh Bell anymore, and they weren't even going to they weren't probably even going to be 4th place if last year. I don't even think they were. They probably will be the worst team in the MLB this year. But they do probably have one of the brightest futures. Number 4, I'm going with the Chicago Cubs. Chicago, especially if they trade Kyle Hendricks and Chris Bryant. They have a bright future, but I just don't think they're gonna get either. I don't think they're gonna get Chris Bryant back. I think he'll probably be gone by deadline with trades. Probably the same with Kyle Hendrick. Rizzo will probably be back next year. And with my 3rd place, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. I still think the Reds are going to outperform them. It doesn't look like Sonny Gray is going to get traded. It doesn't look like Castillo is. They still have an amazing rotation without Trevor Bauer. They still have a very good lineup. That's why they are my number 2 as the Reds. I just think that number 1 is very much obvious. It's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. You have Goldschmidt, who's probably the third with second best first baseman behind. Probably Pete Alonso will take third though in that thing. But yeah, they have Nolan Arenado, Goldie, Jack Flaherty. That team's just gonna be a phenomenal team this year. And with this time, I'm gonna go with the National League East. This is probably gonna be the hardest division to do, like within the whole MLB, because this is gonna just be straight dog fights for the first three. But I do think that this is gonna be probably the hardest division this year. Number 5, I have the Philadelphia Phillies. The future isn't bright for them either. Even though they have JC Realmuto back, I just don't think they're gonna be that good. And moving on to number 4, I think it's gonna be the Miami Marlins. I think they're gonna be amazing this year. I think they're gonna be like an 82-win team as the 4th place, which is amazing. Number 3, this one, if this was expanded playoffs, they would definitely be one of the teams. The Washington Nationals. You have probably the second brightest future in the MLB. But that's why they're gonna go there. With number 2, this is my hot take of the year. Atlanta Braves don't win the division this year, which you guys think I'm probably crazy for saying that, but I just don't think they will this year. So yeah, number 1 is gonna be the New York Mets. This division is probably gonna be the hardest division, I say, because the other teams in the National League, West are all bums. I think that this or the AL East is going to be the hardest division. So, they have probably the best shortstop. I'm going to say it by 4, he is the best shortstop. Francisco Lindor. You have top 2 second baseman in Jeff McNeil. You have a top 10 center fielder in Brandon. You have a top 4, I'll even say. Top 3, I'm going to have to go with Michael Conforto. Judge can't stay healthy. Bryce Harper is not better than Michael Conforto to me. And then, you have probably one of the best benches and probably a top 2 rotation. So with that being it, I'm moving on to the AL West. Number 5, I'm gonna go with this one. I have to go with the Texas Rangers. They're just the Texas Rangers, and they're not gonna be that good. You gave up Lance Lynn, who's possibly top 15 pitcher, borderline. That's why, you can't be doing that, You have number 4, I have the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners, I think they have a bright future. I think they could possibly even take 3rd, but, if Matt Chapman gets traded to the New York Mets, which might happen. Number 2, I'm in my hot take of the year. Angels outplay the Oakland Athletics. Sorry for the stuttering. I'm not that good at talking. Number 1, you have to go with the Houston Astros. They are probably the most underrated team. Just because they cheated doesn't mean they're not going to make the playoffs. They proved you wrong last year. I still have them making the playoffs last year. They're going to be amazing. Oh yeah, sorry for the laptop screen. I'm just looking at the teams in each division. I get them mixed up sometimes. And then moving on to the AL East. Number 5 is obviously gonna be the Baltimore Orioles. You know, they haven't been good in God knows how long. Probably since they had the boomstick. Number 3, you have number 4, sorry. The Boston Red Sox. You know, they have a bright future. You know. Yeah, they probably should have just signed JBJ back. I don't even know if he's gonna get signed this year. With number 3, another hot take, I have the Toronto Blue Jays. You know, you got George Springer. You still have an amazing lineup. Probably gonna take 2, but I just still think that the Tampa Bay Rays are gonna take 2. You know, you saw Brandon Lau, you have Kiermaier, Rosarena, who I think is going to be amazing, Nick Anderson, Glasnow, probably the second most overrated player, but he's still a good pitcher. Then number 1, which is you're probably high if you don't have them there, you have the New York Yankees. You know, you have probably the most stacked lineup, amazing bench, you know. So with that, the final team, the final division, right, number 5, Detroit Tigers. You have a bright future. You know, possibly they might take 4. But with number 4, you have the Kansas City Royals. You know. Yeah. Number 3, I have another hot take, the Minnesota Twins. I think they're gonna be 3rd because I think the Indians are still gonna make the playoffs again this year. Then number 2, I just said the Cleveland Indians. You know, if they don't trade J-Ram, they're within the next. If they traded J-Ram, I think they'd probably still be 3rd with an expanded playoffs thing if that was in. But if they trade J-Ram, you know, probably gonna be the Twins taking 2nd. And number 1, this is obviously gonna be the Chicago White Sox. You have Liam Hendricks, Jose Abreu. You have Lance Lynn, amazing rotation. And without that, peace. Thank you for watching the video for the people who watched it and the people who watched the whole video. I can't wait for my next video. It'll probably be a podcast with Jack the Mets fan. So peace out.